Isabella Martinez had spent 3 days preparing the perfect Thanksgiving feast. Crystal wine glasses caught candlelight like diamonds. Sterling silver gleamed against ivory linen. The turkey, golden and glistening, had been basted every hour with religious devotion. 5 place settings arranged with surgical precision. Isabella, her parents Miguel and Carmen, her golden boy brother Diego, and her sister Sofia. At exactly 6 p.m., Isabella lit the final candle and waited. The grandfather clock ticked like a countdown bomb. 6:15. 6:30. 6:45. Then her phone buzzed with a text from Carmen. Changed plans last minute. Everyone's at Diego's penthouse. More space there. You understand, mija. Isabella stared at that message until the words blurred. No apology. No invitation to join. Just casual dismissal, like she was an afterthought in her own family's story. As Isabella sat alone, drowning in humiliation, she heard her grandfather Roberto's key in the lock. At 82, he moved slowly but purposefully, taking in the untouched feast and his granddaughter's tear-streaked face. They never intended to come, did they, abuelo? Isabella whispered. Roberto's weathered hands trembled as he pulled out a crumpled email from his jacket. I wasn't going to show you this, but you deserve the truth, mija. The email was from Carmen to Diego, dated 2 weeks earlier. Make sure Thanksgiving is at your place. Isabella always makes everything so dramatic and uncomfortable. It's better if she celebrates alone this year. Isabella read it 3 times. Dramatic. She was the one who remembered every birthday, every anniversary, every small detail that mattered to everyone else. Yet somehow, caring too much made her the problem. That night, something crystallized in Isabella's heart. Not hot rage but ice-cold clarity. She stopped calling. Stopped showing up uninvited. Stopped trying to earn love that came with impossible conditions. 3 months later, Roberto suffered a massive stroke. Isabella held his hand as he passed, whispering promises about the garden he'd never finish planting. At the funeral, her family arrived like vultures in designer black. Carmen networked between tears. Miguel discussed business deals over the casket. Diego posted Instagram stories about honoring family legacy, while checking his phone. None of them asked how Isabella was handling the loss. None thanked her for organizing every detail of Roberto's farewell. But when the lawyer, Mr. Thompson, called them into Roberto's study for the will reading, suddenly they paid attention. Per Roberto Martinez's final testament, Thompson announced, all assets, including the vineyard estate, investment portfolio, and $4.8 million trust fund, are bequeathed entirely to Isabella Elena Martinez. The silence was deafening. Carmen's face went white. Miguel loosened his tie like he couldn't breathe. Diego actually laughed, a harsh, disbelieving sound. There's been a mistake, Carmen stammered. Roberto would never. Thompson slid a notarized document across the mahogany desk. Roberto's handwriting was unmistakable. To the only person who sat with me during chemo when everyone else was too busy. To the granddaughter who chose love over convenience. They turned on Isabella like pack animals. Carmen accused her of manipulation. Diego claimed elder abuse. Miguel demanded she contest the will herself, for the good of the family. Isabella remained eerily calm. From her purse, she produced a tablet and pressed play. Roberto's voice filled the room. I, Roberto Martinez, of sound mind and body, leave everything to Isabella because she was the only one who loved me without expecting anything in return. The video was dated, witnessed, and ironclad. But Isabella wasn't finished. She pulled out printed emails, years of family group chats where they mocked her neediness, discussed excluding her from events, and laughed about her pathetic attempts to fit in. Just in case we're rewriting history, Isabella said quietly. 6 months later, Diego's tech startup collapsed. His penthouse mortgage went into default. Desperately, he called Isabella. The bank needs a co-signer for our emergency loan. You're the only one with enough assets now. Please, Isabella. For family. Isabella smiled as she remembered that Thanksgiving table set for 5, where only one person ever showed up. "I'm sorry, Diego," she said, echoing Carmen's dismissive tone from that painful night. "I'm just not available for your convenience anymore." Today, Isabella writes from the sun-drenched conservatory of Roberto's estate. Her estate now. Through stained glass windows, morning light paints rainbows on the walls where Roberto's photos smile down at her. The silence here isn't punishment, it's peace. She learned the hardest lesson of all. Some people will only value you when they need something from you. But true power comes from building your own table, where love isn't conditional and respect isn't negotiable. Her family feasted on convenience and comfort. Isabella learned to feast on truth and self-worth. And in the end, that's exactly what they choked on.